Coming up on Cedar Valley today, hear what a Waverly City Councilman has to say about a Wartburg College professor's display of the American flag.
The Waverly City Council voted on a new baseball and softball complex.
And we take a look at where students volunteered over winter break. This is Cedar Valley Today.
Good morning and welcome to Cedar Valley Today. I'm Sam Sides.
And I'm Kaylin Thompson. Waverly City Councilman Wes Gade was not pleased when he saw how Wartburg College professor Brett Billett displayed the American flag. Here is a picture posted on Facebook of how Billett displayed the American flag upside down in his own yard. Councilman Gade took to Facebook to vent his disagreement. His post reads in part, "Hey Wartburg, you love your Wartburg College or do you love your country?" In his post, Gade encourages community members to contact Wartburg College President Daryl Colson to complain about Billett's flag display. The post has dozens of comments, likes, and was shared 12 times. Now, Cedar Valley Today reached out to Gade and he provided us with this response in part. "I fully realize that he has freedom of speech, and if he wants to display the American flag upside in his front yard, that is his choice and his right. However, every other citizen in Waverly and the nation also has the right to free speech to criticize his decision or not like it, etc. Free speech goes both ways. At least I have stated my views and my point as to why I have them where he has refused to." We also reached out to Billett for an interview, but he declined.
The Waverly City Council made an important decision about the Bremer County Fairgrounds last night. CVT's Alicia Ungs has more on that story.
In February of 2013, the City of Waverly purchased over 79 acres of land along Highway 3 to be used for Champions Ridge, home to 4 new ball diamonds and the fairground buildings for Bremer County. The purchase also offered an option of an additional 62.5 acres of land at the cost of $579,000 for the next phase of the project. A sketch of the proposal layout is shown on your screen. The additional acres of land would be used to build 8 more ball diamonds. In December of last year, the proposal was put to a vote. In order to pass, the vote had to have at least 4 in favor of the proposal. However, due to the absence of some city council members as well as Mayor Charles Infelt, the vote was only 3-2. On Monday night, the proposal was revisited by the council with all members present at the meeting. It was passed unanimously that the City of Waverly would buy the additional land. Waverly City Councilperson Dan McKenzie says he is excited for all the benefits from the new field and feels the extra space will be especially helpful.
Mom and Dad will be able to play in one set of diamonds and kids will be able to play in the other. Moms and dads won't have to run from one side of town to the other when they've have kids split at different ages, different genders, those type of things.
Now that the purchase has been approved, the plans to begin construction are in full swing. However, additional funds for the project are needed, and the Champions Ridge Group is asking for donations to help with the costs of construction. McKenzie says he hopes more people will choose to donate and help with the project.
I just encourage folks to express their interest in the project by getting their checkbooks out and starting to make some donations, and it'd be great if they were ready to come back to the council by the end of the summer and say we've met our fundraising goal and we're ready to go.
McKenzie also says he is hopeful for the new opportunities that the expanded fairgrounds will bring.
The fairground wants to grow to year-round programming, so hopefully we'll see horse shows and tractor pulls and maybe some concerts similar to what they do in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, those type of things.
Construction for the new site is scheduled to begin by March of next year. Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Alicia Ungs.
To donate funds toward the new fairgrounds, visit championsridge.org and click on the Donate tab.
U.S. News & World Report came out with their 2017 Best States ranking last week. They ranked Iowa as the 6th best state in the country. Best States is a ranking telling citizens about what's working and what needs to be improved on in each state. Iowa ranked number 1 for healthcare affordability, number 1 for high school graduation rate, number 1 for power grid reliability, number 6 for opportunity, and number 7 for labor force participation. And now we go to Sam to take a look at weather. What's it going to be like today, Sam?
Well, after a week on the beach last week, I'm not ready for this. You'll see on today and Thursday, it's going to be relatively warm, but then it's going to dip down below freezing temperatures Friday and Saturday into the 20s even. So be sure to get your coats out coming up this weekend because it's going to be cold out there.
This year marks the 25th season for Hobson's Dairy Queen in Waverly. A mother-daughter duo was behind this frozen treat restaurant. Cedar Valley Today's Jordan Thomas finds out more about the dynamic team.
Cheryl Hobson and her husband bought the Dairy Queen in 1993. Hobson says it was her husband who wanted to buy the business.
We always saw that it was busy here and thought it would be a good investment.
Hobson says this restaurant has become part of the family after 25 years of running it. One person who has been by her side since the beginning is her daughter, Wendy Bolin. Hobson says she is the driving force behind her owning it.
It's kind of a second generation, and she kind of has pushed me into staying longer than what I really wanted to, but she's liking it and wants to keep on with the same business.
Bolin says the restaurant hasn't changed much since she started. She says they added cakes in 1994 and those have been very popular. One thing that hasn't changed is how she connects with the customers.
I like to just see the people that come and get ice cream and they're happy. I see them around town and lots of familiar faces.
Hobson says it is nice to close for the season, but everyone is excited when they reopen. She says the spring is typically pretty busy. Many people will order cakes and different ice cream treats.
I think people look at it as a meeting place. They like to come and have their ice cream and visit with people.
The Waverly Dairy Queen is open from February to October, so come on down and get your own sweet treat. Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Jordan Thomas.
Over winter break, some Wartburg students had the chance to go out across the country and lend a hand by going on service trips. Cedar Valley Today's Alyssa Edwards has more on that.
During Wartburg College's spring break, not all students go home. Some go on service trips. This year, 4 teams set out all across America to donate their time.
Service trips is just a really good opportunity for students to travel and then really get to help out people by doing service, of course. And then along with that, it's a great way for people to get to know others around campus.
While going on a service trip is mostly about donating your time, students also had some free time to explore the area they were staying at for the week.
We went for about 6 to 7 hours of volunteering each day that we were there, so we really were. But towards the night, yeah, we got some free time to explore around. We got to eat some really good food. We got to go, like I said before, we went on hikes and we saw different parts of it, so it's a completely different landscape.
If you would like to join a service trip and cannot go over spring break, you can sign up to go on one over Tour Week. Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Alyssa Edwards.
To find out more information about the service trips, visit info.wartburg.edu/studentlife/service trips.
Wartburg pastor Brian Beckstrom is a familiar face around Wartburg's campus, but there is more to him than just religion. Cedar Valley Today's Tyler French has more.
Being written by a human being. Brian Beckstrom has been a pastor at Wartburg College since 2009. During his time here, Beckstrom has become a very popular figure on campus. But he says coming to Wartburg was never actually in his plans.
I wasn't even that serious about it when I came to interview, but there's just something about the place that drew me in.
Even though coming to Wartburg was not originally in Beckstrom's plan, he says that one of the things that has been driving him throughout his experience here and has been one of his favorite parts of that experience has been the students he's been able to teach.
I don't think Wartburg students always understand how talented they are. I think they're used to being hard workers and they tend to think, well, it's because I work hard that I can do well. But the fact is that I think Wartburg students are really talented. They just maybe haven't been told that as much as some students have.
Outside of his work at the chapel, Beckstrom is also a teacher in the religion and leadership departments, and one of his former students, Grant Gage, says PB has had a really big impact on him personally.
He's made me feel special and he's made me feel valued here. He knows my name, and more than that, he knows who I am and where I'm from. He knows my Wartburg story and how I came here. He's just been someone I can always go to if I need help or advice on something.
One of the reasons Beckstrom connects so well with the students may be because of the fact he is still a student himself. Beckstrom is currently in the process of writing his doctoral thesis, which is something he says that has reminded him a lot of his former college days.
It certainly has made me appreciate maybe even more what it's like to be a student and remember that, because it had been a little while since I've been in school. So I'm studying Wartburg and other ELCA colleges. And because of that, I'm really intensely interested in the subject.
Beckstrom says he doesn't know what the future has in store for him at Wartburg, but he plans to go where life and God call him. Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Tyler French.
Beckstrom plans to continue teaching leadership during the school year. And after the break, we take a look at what's happening in Wartburg College sports. Stay with us.
Being written by a human being.
Brian Beckstrom has been a pastor at Wartburg College since 2009.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Wartburg's women's basketball has come to an end for this year. The 2016-17 season came to a disappointing end for the Wartburg women's basketball team after a loss to the University of Chicago. Cedar Valley Today's Tyler French recaps their outstanding season.
The number 8 ranked Wartburg Knights kicked off their second straight NCAA tournament appearance with a first-round matchup against the University of Chicago on Friday afternoon. Unfortunately for the Knights, this would be their only game, falling to the Maroons 67-63. Head coach Bob Amsbury says even with the loss, it doesn't change anything about how his team played this year.
Although Friday was a disappointing way to go out in a game that I felt we had many chances to win, you can't take away what we accomplished all year long.
Wartburg finished the year with 25 wins, which is the second most in team history, and they captured the program's first conference, regular season, and tournament titles in over 12 years. The team will return a lot of talent and experience next year, including an entire starting lineup made up of all conference players. And Amsbury says this loss can serve as motivation for next season.
They just want to plug in, and they're hungry. They know that we can't take anything for granted. We have a lot of talent, but we also need to get better, and we know that people will be shooting for us.
Reporting for Cedar Valley Today, I'm Tyler French.
The Knights finished the season 25-3. They set several school records this year, including made threes as a team and free throw percentage.
Soccer and basketball are two very different sports, but here at Wartburg there is one person who can do both. I had the chance to catch up with Morgan Neuendorf to see just how she does it. Playing more than one sport can be difficult, no matter what level you're at. But here at Wartburg, there are few who do that better than Morgan Neuendorf.
Summer over to Neuendorf. Neuendorf for three. That one's good.
Though she's a local girl from over in Shell Rock, attending Wartburg wasn't always part of Neuendorf's plan. She started out going to school at Minnesota State in Mankato, but she says that the ability to play both of the sports that she loves is what brought her back home.
At that level, they did have a girl do that before, but it didn't really work and they didn't see it working, so I decided to come back here with the help of some of the coaches because I knew both of them, and my mom worked here, so we got it set up last minute, but it worked out, so I was really glad that I made that decision.
And head soccer coach Tiffany Pins is inclined to agree.
She's a wonderful individual. She works well with others, and she's really passionate about the sports that she plays. So she came right in, and she knew some other people that were on the team, so she transitioned very quickly.
During the fall sports season, Morgan brings her talents out here. But come wintertime, right here in Levick Arena is where she calls home. After a couple of years sitting on the bench, Neuendorf is now a starter on the women's basketball team. And her teammate, Katie Summer, couldn't be happier.
She really helps me when I'm down. She picks me up, and I just respect her so much, and I love her.
And while Neuendorf does have to differentiate between the two sports, that doesn't mean she can't have a little fun while doing it.
Well, if you ask my coaches, they probably get mad at me sometimes because on the soccer field, I'll dribble the soccer ball on the lacrosse turf, and then Coach Jacobs knows that I like to juggle it with my feet on the basketball court and then kick it up to my hands and shoot it. But it's totally different, and that's what I love about it.
Reporting for Night Vision Sports, I'm Sam Sides. After an outstanding junior basketball season, Morgan will be suiting up this fall for her final soccer season. Next, we'll be taking a look at what's trending in the Cedar Valley. Stick around.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Here's what's trending in the Cedar Valley. The latest CD from the Wartburg Choir is now available for purchase. The CD, entitled Let My Love Be Heard, combines music performed by last year's group with a few psalms from this year's choir. You can buy it online now at cdbaby.com or at the Wartburg store. The Waverly Shell Rock boys basketball team advanced in the state tournament with a 58-45 win over Atlantic yesterday. Top-seeded WSR will play Cedar Rapids Xavier in tomorrow's 3A semifinals. Tip-off is set for 6:35 p.m. Another win will push the Go Hawks into the state championship game on Saturday. And join the Waverly Health Center for Tai Chi at their monthly Parkinson's Caregiver and Support Group meeting. The meeting is on Saturday, March 11th from 10 in the morning to noon. It will be located at Tendrils Rooftop. To learn about more of Waverly Health Center's support groups, you can check out their Facebook page. Now we'll go to Sam for a look at weather. What's it looking like today, Sam?
Well, some people thought that spring was just around the corner, but it looks like winter is coming. Take a look right here. First of all, hourly forecast. Moving on into tonight, it's going to stick around mostly into the 40s. It's going to start out 37 degrees, moving on up to 45. Then it's going to move right back down, right to freezing temperature at around 9 p.m. tonight. As for the rest of this week, we mentioned the first few days of this forecast. We start off, and going into the weekend, there is a chance for some snow, as you can see. So it's going to remain cold, freezing temperatures on Sunday, moving on down into the 30 or into a regular, just plain old 30 degrees. It will remain below freezing going into next week. So this weekend is going to be pretty cold out there and pretty snowy. So be sure to get your snow shovels out and be prepared for all of that.
And after the break, we'll have Luann Alameo here to talk with us with the Wellness Wednesday segment. Stay with us.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Join us now in Cedar Valley today is speaker and educator Luann Alameo to discuss the art of tipping at restaurants. So thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, you're welcome, Kayla. It's always a pleasure.
And to start, why should we tip at restaurants?
Well, tipping is an indication of the quality of service. It's not about the food. So you tip based on your experiences with the service. If you don't care for the food, that's a whole nother issue. You don't tip based on that. Maybe, I was going to say, usually that happens in an instance where maybe somebody will even bring you another meal if you don't care for it, or you need to ask for suggestions, but it's based on premier service.
Okay, and so with that service, I guess sometimes people have trouble figuring out the amount they should tip.
Sure.
You brought some cards today. I guess take us through that.
Yes. Well, you can tip any amount you want, but the standard amount is 15 to 20%. But you could tip, if you had a quality experience, you could tip as high as 30% if you wish. So, but let's just start with a 15%, and let's just say the bill was $20. And so we're going to say it's $20, and so how do I figure out? I have some tip cards that I created, and you have it in a calculator in your phone, so you can figure out that way. So what would I leave if the bill is $20? So you would times that by 15%, and you should come up with $3. And so that gives you an indication. Of what you need to leave. You can leave more. Now, leaving less it indicates that you had an unsatisfactory experience. And when we think about the people that are in weight serving positions, they don't make a whole lot of money. Being an educator, I always think that that is a teachable moment. Let somebody know what your experience was like so that they can improve the next time. But a real quality experience, I mean, we need to think about a quality experience would be, let's say for instance, we had an instance where my husband had a fall on his bike and we went out to eat and he was kind of hobbling along. And the waitress said, "Let me bring you an ice bag while you're waiting." Well, you don't think she got a heavy tip? I mean, it was her idea. So that upselling, really selling yourself, and that's with any job, is going to get you some rewards.
Definitely. And I guess as college students, what are some tips for us if we're kind of, working on a budget?
Well, if you're working on a budget, then obviously you want to pick places where the prices aren't going to be exorbitant. Leave your 15%. Everybody understands that you're college students and that maybe you can't afford the 20 or the 25. But please don't be the tightwad, the cheapskate, and leave a couple quarters. And if you're really, maybe you shouldn't go out to eat then if that's what's going to happen, because most wait staff people only make about $4 an hour and really count on their tips. So that's what I would recommend doing.
Mm-hmm. And you said use your phone or use
a tip card. Yes, and I'd be more than happy to send someone a card if they want to contact me. I give these out with presentations, that sort of thing. And just keep in mind, it's based on premier service, not the person who just brings you your meal and that's it. What have they done above and beyond? Because that's what's going to give them the premier tip.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
And we'll be back after the break.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
For 150 years, Cedar Falls Fire and Rescue has protected people's lives and homes. A new string of exhibits honors how the department has changed over the years. The Cedar Falls Fire Rescue exhibit is being held at the Carriage House Museum. Each exhibit has its own story to tell because each shows different items on display. Themes range from early firefighters to the gear they wear now. There is even a place for kids to have fun and pretend to be firefighters. The exhibits are on display until December 30th.
Looks really cool. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for watching Cedar Valley Today.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for more Cedar Valley content. Have a great day, Cedar Valley.